Hello and welcome to my new Let's Play. This is K8161 and this is Civilization Revolution. Yeah, I thought it over and decided to do this one because Bioshock's not a good Let's Play to do unless you get freaked out by some stuff, and I just finished my dry run of it, so I need it. So I'm gonna wait a little while. I'm gonna wait until I finish this, which is probably gonna take a month or so, probably 2 months actually, to finish it. So yeah. Anyway, this is Civilization Revolution. I'm going to be doing all the types of dominations and everything. First thing, this first video is just gonna be an introduction and kind of my take on the stuff. So if you already know how to play Civilization Revolution, or you don't want my take on how to play this game, just skip to the next video. I'll be uploading another one. I'll be uploading a second part, which is going to be my first actual playing of this later. Anyway, let's get started. Yeah. Single player. So yeah, Civilization Revolution is a, not sure what kind of game it is. It's a play and expand game. You're pretty much God as you take over, as you try and build your civilization up from a very humble beginning and trying to win the game. Basically, there are 4 ways to achieve victory: domination, technology, culture, and money. Domination means you capture all of the other. There are 5 civilizations on the board at once. You need to capture. Was it 4? I think it's 4. It's 4. Anyway, you have to capture all the capitals and hold them for a turn. That's why you win that. Technology is the first reach Alpha Centauri, which basically means you have to discover spaceflight and fly there. Culture means you build this big giant one. I forget what it's called off the top of my head. I'm playing this in a little while. That only happens if you have 20 great people or wonders, which are things you can build for culture. And then money means you build the World Bank, which you need to have 20,000 gold to get. There are 5 difficulties: Chieftain, Warlord, King, Emperor, Deity. I'm going to be playing all of them on King. It's easy enough for me, at least. It's fair but challenging. It's a good way to describe it, I guess. It isn't unbeatable, it isn't, but it's nice. It's not, it's nice, like, you know you can win, but at least gives you some challenge. Emperor and Deity I haven't even tried yet, because King's good enough for me. Warlord and Chieftain are pretty easy, because not only the enemy's stupider, but you get attack bonuses whenever you fight, which I don't need. So King's just kind of average. You can choose from a lot of civilizations. Each of them has a great leader, and each of them has their own different types of special abilities and stuff that make them good. For whatever type of domination victory you're going for, you can do whatever you want with them. On King, King's the first level you actually need to specify. With Chieftain and Warlord, you can probably much be any civilization and win at any type of victory that you're going for, because like I said, their opponents are idiots and you get attack bonuses. First one is the Romans. They get half-price roads, half-cost wonders. They get more great people, and they have cities have 1+ production, and they begin with a public and code of laws. Those that just sounds idiotic. You see how there's ancient, medieval, industrial, and modern. Those are time periods. When you're advanced enough, I think, in technology or whatever it is, you get to different time periods, and each civilization gets different bonuses from different time periods. You also begin with different stuff. The Republic is a type of government. Government gives you certain governments give you special effects, and code of laws, and especially when it's cataphract, which is a type of knight. I suggest going for culture victory with the Romans. Cleopatra, you get +1 food from the desert regions. You get knowledge of irrigation, rifle menus, and 50% caravan gold. And the Egyptians begin with an ancient wonder. Egyptians, honestly, I don't like that much. They don't have that many good stuff. The only thing I guess the best way to go over them is gold, because you get +1 food and trade. Trade equals either technology or gold, and you get 50% caravan gold. Still not the best one, though. I prefer other cultures for gold for economic win. Next, you have the Greeks with Alexander. They begin with democracy, which is very helpful. It gives 50% science and I think it's 50% science and culture in production. And they have They get more great people. They have half-cost library, which is so you need for science, and they get +1 food for sea regions. And they begin with a courthouse. A courthouse is a thing that lets you use more spaces to gather resources, and they can begin with hoplites, which are good defense units, and a trireme, which is a type of boat. The knowledge of democracy is a big thing. 50% increase in science makes them like the best one for technology win. I always place the Greeks for technology win. Spanish, they exploration catch doubles, so that means that sometimes when if you discover rivers or forests or anything, you get gold from that. That means you get twice as much gold for doing that. They get +1 naval combat, they get 50% gold production, and +1 production from hills. And they begin the game with knowledge of navigation, which is really good if you want to discover Atlantis, which gives you several free technologies. And for Spanish, if you're going for anything, I say go for economic. Still not the best, but it's decent. Bismarck with the Germans. The new warriors are veterans. They get 1+ Russian from force regions. They have a half cost of barracks, 2% interest on gold reserves, and the Germans begin the game with automatic upgrades for elite units. The Germans are pretty much one of the more well-balanced ones. Well-balanced ones usually are good for domination because that's the one that relies on all the other all the other types of victories more than anything. So yeah, Germans are probably one of the best choices for domination if you want it, because it gets pretty good ones. Next one. One thing I will say about Germans, if you are playing as them, save your warriors and make sure you get Leonardo's Workshop Wonder. Very helpful for that. I'll explain all that later. Catherine with the Russians, they get +1 food from planes. The defense units receive loyalty, which means the defense doubles, or 50%. The defense increases by 50%. Get half cost on riflemen, half cost on spies. And the Russians begin the game with a local area of map. Pretty much for Russians, I say go for its technology or culture. They aren't really specialized for anything. They're just more of a beefy defensive unit because they get beefy. Wow, I haven't used that in a while. Because of loyalty and half cost of riflemen, so you can just kind of bulk up your defenses and just wait to do either get your technology or culture up. Still not very best, but okay. The Chinese begin with 1+ population, knowledge of literacy, half cost on library, and cities not affected by anarchy. And they also begin the game with the knowledge of writing. What this means is that the Chinese are the only other ones I say go for technology victory because they get writing and literacy, both of which help you build libraries, and universities, which double and quadruple science production. So, important for technology victory. Other than that, I don't really see any good use of them. Abraham Lincoln. For the Americans, 2% interest on gold reserves, Russian units at half price, +1 food from planes, and factories triple production, which is the Americans begin with a great person. Americans are another well-versed one. I say go for domination with them because they don't have anything else to really go for, and they just seem good to. Production is key for in the late stage of the game when you want to dominate things, because that means you can just billow out more and more soldiers. Except Tokugawa from the Japanese, they get +1 from sea regions, samurai attack, not affected by anarchy, and new receive loyalty. Japanese begin the game with knowledge of ceremony burial. Honestly, I don't know what to do with Japanese. Ceremonial burial is a big culture thing, so I guess maybe that. Other than that, I have no idea because they don't have any really good for domination. You need production, or you need something that helps make units better. They don't have any of that, and they don't. Yeah, I just don't like them that much. I guess the one thing it could do for domination is they have Val bombs and zero fights, which are planes, and which are planes. I guess that's the only other thing I can think of. Moving on. Napoleon. He begins with the knowledge of pottery, half price on roads, +2 cannon attack, and +1 rifleman. And they begin the game with an impressive cathedral. I'd say Napoleon probably go with domination. +2 cannon attack, and big attack is pretty big. Plus they have. But if you're going to domination for the domination victory with Napoleon, do it quick. Do it in the early stages of the game. It's much easier because during like the industrial area and stuff like that, you've got +2 cannon attack. So try and do it then. I guess once it gets to modern area and cannons are useless, you're pretty much dead if you're going to domination. Gandhi. Cities not affected by religion, not affected by anarchy, knowledge of religion, settlers at half cost, and half cost courthouses. They begin access to all resources. What that means is that some resources you can't access until you have certain technologies. They can do whatever they want. So I say for them, probably go for economic, possibly technology, because actually a lot of them go have production too. I guess they're just kind of a jack of all ones, but they're not a specialty. So I don't like them that much when you get into later stages. They get 50% caravan gold, knowledge of mathematics, +1 attack, and interest on gold. They begin the game with the knowledge of writing. If you're going for anything with the Arabs, go for gold. That's the best thing I can say. They're not the best people for gold, but not the worst. Montezuma. Units heal after combat, tempos reduce 3 science, half house and roads, 50% on gold production, and the Aztecs begin the game with a world of gold. Obviously, you want to go for economic with Montezuma. He's not bad. He's probably one of the better 2 choices for economic victory. Shaka Zulu, they get +1 warrior movement, which is the beginning type of fighters for you. Rapid city growth, 50% gold production, and half cost of riflemen. And I have no idea what it means by overrun combat. I've never figured that out. For the Zulu, all I can say is probably... I have no idea. And I'll have to finish this up next time, folks. So I'll finish up explaining the cultures, and I'll also begin my first type of domination victory. So see you next one. Let's play Civilization Revolution. I'm KHead161. See ya!